the holiday season is officially over, and like so many of you, we're starting the new year off with health and fitness. Nabila, Akili, Jermaine, and I are here at the annual Takoma Park Fitness Expo.
And this year's expo features a number of demonstrations and health screenings. Demonstrations like yoga, Tai Chi, the Team Fitness Boot Camp.
And we also have a health screening by Dr. Fullman, who will be educating us about back and spine health.
If you didn't make it to today's show, don't worry. There will be plenty of opportunity to get involved. Are you guys ready? Let's go.
It's exercise with a hint of jazz. Here beside me is jazzercise instructor Monique Fleming. Monique, you just did a phenomenal job out there.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about what is jazzercise.
Jazzercise involves it's aerobics as well as it's strength training and stretch. 60 minutes. Generally, our classes are 60 minutes, and we involve a stretch, aerobic curve, and then we'll end with a strength training and a stretch.
So it's a combination.
It's a combination of things, the music, a variety of music, top 100 or top 10 music. So it's very, very entertaining and fun.
And anyone can do it, right?
Anyone.
Okay, and there's different levels.
Different levels. We do a regular or high impact aerobic.
I saw that.
And we demonstrate low impact.
Good.
So
okay.
anyone can attend, from advanced to down to novice people who want to exercise. It's just fun.
And Monique, you've been doing this for 5 years.
A little over 5 years,
I mean,
yes.
what type of change has it brought to your life?
Oh boy, I lost 35 pounds.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Yes, yes. And you get to meet a lot of different people. And I was an introvert.
Were you?
So yes.
I can't tell.
So when I was approached to become an instructor, it was at first I said no, I declined. But I enjoyed it. So.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And I mean, what would you say to people as far as like your classes? Are you teaching here primarily, or how can people get in contact with you?
Oh, actually, I teach here on Saturdays. We have a Saturday morning class at 8.
Okay.
And I'm here every Saturday.
All right. So catch Monique 8:00 a.m. and we'll be back with more.
Speaking with Antonio Castillo, aka Task, and he is the owner of the Lab DC. Is breaking dead?
I wouldn't say calling it dead. I would think it's just changing. We have now I believe it's bigger than it ever has been before. We have a lot of corporate sponsors coming in, a lot of big competitions, and with schools like mine, now we have a place for kids to go and actually learn it from someone that knows what they're doing. So it's really in an evolving phase. I feel like in the future it's gonna be a very young crowd. A lot of the students are going to start to get really good, and then they're going to just take it to another level. So I wouldn't say it's dead at all. If anything, it's bigger than ever before. It's just you have to be in it to see it. But now hopefully we're bridging that gap and allowing other people to try it out and to really get into the art form. So it's an exciting time, I would say.
And just for reference, about how old is breaking?
Breaking, it started out in the late 70s. I would say about 40 years. We have some of the older guys now, going into their 50s. So it's the first time where we have like older gentlemen who are still doing the dance, but now are starting to get into that point where they're slowing down a little bit. But it's cool because they pass it on, and if it wasn't for them, a lot of us wouldn't be here. So it's really good. To have that guidance from them,
And with your business, the Lab DC.
Yes.
How has that been going? How long have you all been in Takoma Park?
So the lab's been there. We're going on our second year. We're having an event April 26th, which is going to be our anniversary, our second year anniversary. I'll tell you what, man, it's been a very surreal experience for me, starting with one student and then going to now over 400 students in the DC area and Takoma Park, especially Takoma Park. We've been able to go to museums. We do a lot of after-school programs all over. So we're really are bridging that gap, you know, and it's really the school that's changing that. Aside from that, we also created an association for breaking. It's called the United Breaking Association, and that's going to be another aspect of the dance. So now you have a trade association that, you know, supports and protects the rights of the actual competitors. So it really has gone. It's so big, and it's growing so fast that all we're doing now is really just trying to keep up. And make sure that everyone learns and understands that this art form is a legitimate art form, and that it's good for everyone, and you can come and try, you can learn and expand and grow as a person. So it's really it's been an amazing ride.
And for people who are new to breaking, do we have to have any special pads? Do you have to be ultra athletic? Because it looks really athletic. Is it necessary?
I would probably say that not at all, because it's all about hand placement, and honestly, especially at the school, we encourage people to be different. We encourage people to maybe someone isn't as strong as the other person. That's okay. You have your own unique body, your own unique style. So that really comes down to that. Some of the movements do require a lot of like physical, you know, like being able to lift yourself and all that stuff, but all of that comes with practice. You know, you do it enough, eventually it becomes easier. So you don't have to be super big. You can be, you know, because I'm a skinny guy, you know, and really it's all about repetition and really just putting in the work. So has nothing to do with how big or how strong you are.
And for 2014, you got any special plans or things that you want to get done?
Honestly, right now, one of our main focuses is really start creating a I wouldn't even call it a sport, but some type of competition, so that the kids that are going to the schools can really start competing with each other and just taking it up to another level. Our school isn't the only one that teaches breaking. You have a lot of dance schools in the DMV area who are teaching it. Our school is just the only one that has an actual curriculum. One of the things that we do that separates us is that just like martial arts, we, instead of giving students belts, we give them different color shoelaces. So they get to take tests and then really see progress. But also that sets goals. They can set goals for themselves. Oh, I want to be at this level by next year. Or I want to be there by next year. So that's really one of the biggest things is just really making sure that the students are getting better. We're gonna grow no matter what, you know, because you know, one of the things is when a kid goes to school and does a baby freeze in front of all his friends, and it's such a cool thing to do, right away you have another 10 kids that want to do it. So it's always gonna keep happening like that. I would say for 2014, really just for me personally, in the school, I would say just try to inspire as many people as we possibly can. Try to do this type of thing as much as we can. Get in front of people, let them know that it's good for you and that it can make a difference in your life. It did in my life, and that's what that's what it represents. So I hope that becomes a possible in 2014, where we can just keep growing and keep showing people that this art form is so good for you, and that I have to tell you guys, it's changed my life, and now I hope that it can do that for some of the kids and some of the people that get involved.
And can you take us out now with a pose? Can you show us a pose that we can
show Sure. So one of the poses that we were doing today in the class was the b-boy stance, right? So it's really, really easy. I added a little spin to it just because it makes it more fun than just standing there. But if we were just to do a regular pose, it would be like this, right? So you kind of like hug yourself like this, right? But if you really want to take it up a notch, what you would do is you would jump and you would cross your legs, and then you would spin, and then you go boom.
And we can do it
like that. We can do it together. Ready? Right. So jump, cross, spin, boom, just like that. All right.
Very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much.
Kim, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Zumba.
Well, actually, I got started with Zumba. A friend of mine introduced me to Zumba. I just took a class out in, actually, I think it was out in Takoma Park somewhere. And I just started taking the class, and next thing you know, I started really liking the passion, the feel of the class, and how everybody was so into it, and it didn't feel like regular exercise. And so I don't really like to go to the gym to do the weights and the boot camp type stuff. So I really like it because I really like to party. And so if I can do both at the same time, I think it's an excellent combination. And so I think it was a great idea actually to bring it to the community and actually start a business and get into that with the community center.
And how long have you been an instructor, or how long have you been participating with Zumba?
About 4 years now.
4 years, okay.
Wow, that's, yeah,
You're
went
good.
by really fast. So about 4 years, and I love it. I think the most important thing is the people. So yeah, just engaging the people and getting people off those couches and from in front of those TVs and all that good stuff.
Yeah, get people moving.
Get people moving and into the spirit of health and fitness. So I'm trying to start that initiative and all that good stuff.
And doing something different, something they're used to, like you mentioned, dance mixed with exercise.
Right, because if you think about it, a lot of people are interested in going to a party and all that stuff, and they get to go to clubs. So I feel like if we can take that passion for getting out and letting your hair down and having a good time and actually combining with a party atmosphere, I think people will actually be more prone to actually be more aware of their health and fitness.
Okay. And would you say, I know it's a mixture of dance and exercise. Is it effective, and how?
Yes, actually, as you know, Zumba is one of the hottest fitness craze. The calorie burns is ridiculous. I think it's up to 1,000 calories, and that really varies based on your instructor and your individual class setting, and the fact that you actually can burn so much and not even know it. And then the music is very, very important. If you have music that people enjoy and that people actually can move to, and before they know it, they've already burnt 200 calories. So it's just fantastic how people can actually be more involved in their health and fitness without even knowing and actually enjoy it. So.
You mentioned music. I heard a little African,
right,
which I love.
Yes.
Latin. Is there any type of other genres of music that are used?
So basically, Zumba is mixed of salsa, merengue, hip hop, cumbia. I also throw a little go-go in it to actually cater to the area. My class is basically catered to the individuals in my class. So I basically feed off my class. So if my class wants to know more of Latin, more merengue, more soca, I try to make sure that I cater to them so I can make sure I give them something to keep looking forward to every week.
Now, people with no coordination or who don't want to get their blow dry messed up, is this for them?
Of course. Now, the blow dry messed up, we can have some alternatives for that. We have a little, the scarves, we tie down the edges. But what was really, really important is that I help people understand that what's really, really important and your most benefit that comes out of it is your health. If you feel good, like you can work out the edges, there's always something to get around. But when it comes to your health, once that starts depletion and going down, you're an uphill battle. Not to say that it can't be fixed. However, we definitely want to make sure that we're being proactive as far as making sure that our health and fitness is all good together. And it's also great because we also can have fun with it as well. So I really enjoy it. And I think it's for everybody. I know it's for everybody. Every single song, make sure that I can relate to somebody in my class. So another important thing is to make sure you do that one-on-one. That I can see you and that we keep moving. And it's important for me to know that you're having fun and that you're enjoying the music. So that's what keeps people coming every single week. So.
Okay. And I noticed different ages out there.
Yes.
You said it's for everyone.
Right.
So if I'm 54 or 60,
right. So
diabetes, I can still do it all.
High blood pressure, you can still do it all. However, I do strongly encourage everyone to make sure they go at their own pace. So what I do is at the beginning of the class, I talk to everyone individually as they come in, see whatever health concerns, issues they have, so I can keep an eye out for them during class. Make sure I tell them do modifications of different steps because they might have a knee injury, a back injury, and so that makes sure that I let them know that I do care about their individual situation, circumstance, but at the same time I want to make sure that they progress at the same time.
Tell us where we can find out more information about you.
Of course. You can find out more information at www.kimsuniquefitness.com. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and I'm ready to go. So
okay, well, let's go.
Really love it.
Let's go.
So why do you guys think it was necessary to have a teen fitness class today?
I think it was actually necessary because the teen rate for obesity is extremely high in today's society. So I feel like being able to bring kids together in the community in a rec center is extremely imperative. So I think it's actually cool that kids are able to, exercise and team up with each other, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and it was also a fun event. While they exercised, they got to have fun on a Saturday morning, on a snowy day. So everything else was fun.
That's great. How do you guys think that the class was beneficial to the kids?
Well, I'll say they were able to, because outside at home, it's like kids they all like detached from each other, like everybody's at home. But being able to when they come to the gym, it's like they all meet up with each other, they're able to play around, have fun, crack jokes. But when they go back home, it's like they just go back to
yeah. And with the latest technology, not many kids are going outside today, so
Yeah.
Events like this is super beneficial.
True. Which exercise do you think the kids enjoyed the most?
That's a good question. I'll say basically the sprinting, because I guess because when it comes to sprinting, all the kids are competitive. So when it comes to sprinting, they're just ready to race after each other, and so I actually think that was the most beneficial, and I think that's the one they usually like the most.
Other than the sprints, I think the courses, all these courses, like when you jog on the little ladders and the cones, it was challenging. So challenges are fun.
Anything to do with competing against each other is like, I guess,
competitive.
Yeah, basically. That's what they mostly like enjoy.
Well, that's great. That's great. Thank you.
Speaking of mobility and exercise, Dr. Fulmer is here from Life Chiropractic to talk to us about why being back healthy should be on your New Year's resolution.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. So talk to us. Why is this so important?
Well, I tell most of my patients the reason that we get the idea of staying healthy, we brush our teeth on a regular basis and we go to the dentist on a regular basis, right? We change our oil on a car on a regular basis. We understand the idea of maintenance for a lot of things in our life. Now, if you had to change your teeth, you could if you had to. If you had to replace your car, you could if you had to. How many times have you heard of a spine replacement? You can't replace your spine. So of the three, which is the most important to make sure that it's healthy and strong? I would say your spine.
Right.
And the idea of chiropractic is to maintain proper spinal function in terms of mobility and function, as well as flexibility, as well as nerve function. Because your nervous system controls all your musculoskeletal stuff, and a lot of your internal organs. It's vitally important that your nervous system is functioning the way that it should. This is a model of a spine, and it's fairly healthy. You can see the discs between each of the vertebrae. Okay, those discs absorb shock and allow flexibility. The biggest thing that the spine does is it protects the nervous system. So you have your spinal cord that runs right down all through the back here. Now think about if we wanted just to protect it, we could have a rod, all right? But that wouldn't allow us to move or be very flexible, all right? We wouldn't be playing a whole lot of sports if we had just one big rod. And so these all have to move individually with the discs in between them, okay? That creates the flexibility and the ability to move and play sports. The problem is with injury, all right, comes disruption of the tissue, all right, scar tissue, overuse and repetitive use creates problems in the way that these move, all right? And that then creates fixation in the joints, all right? And eventually these discs begin to degenerate and thin out. That then can put pressure on these little nerves that come out between each of the vertebrae. And most of your arm function comes out up here in the neck. Your legs and your lower extremities come out down here in the low back. And so that's why a lot of people, when they start having low back problems, will also develop pain into their butt or their legs. Sciatic problems, those types of problems can easily occur with developing low back problems.
With the spine being as important as it is there any reason you may think of or know why people don't normally go to chiropractor?
A lot of people that I talk to, most of the biggest reason why they don't go is they're afraid. And there's been some negative press about chiropractic, but most chiropractic adjustments are going to be very easy and not painful.
So they're not like what everyone thinks, cracking your back or really aggressive and wrenching or...
There are a lot of different techniques, and there's a lot of different chiropractors that use various different techniques. Some chiropractors use a more forceful technique, and we get a lot of cracking and popping, okay? Other chiropractors will use techniques that are very low force and not a lot of cracking or popping.
Is that all dependent on the patient, on the client itself?
Sometimes it depends on the patient and what they want. Sometimes it depends on the chiropractor and the techniques that they've learned. I use a variety of different techniques because I find that different people that come in want different things. But again, the idea is to create mobility and flexibility in the joints of the spine and improve the function of the way that the nervous system is communicating with the body.
So there's no need to really be afraid of going to see a chiropractor?
No.
Yeah.
No, there really isn't.
How often should someone be going to see a chiropractor?
That's a good question. Most of the time when people come in, they've got a specific problem or a complaint. And the first thing that we do is we want to alleviate the pain and discomfort, and we want to improve the way that this is working. Usually, like physical therapy, we usually use about a 4-week program, all right? What happens is it starts to allow the body to improve, it allows the body to heal, all right? And you start seeing decreased pain and discomfort, increased flexibility and mobility, decreased tension and stress, all right? Usually within about 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to have 75 to 80% improvement, all right? Some people will require a little bit more care, like say if you've been in a car accident, all right? Depends on how much tissue's been damaged, and it can depend a lot on how long the problem's been there. Some people come in and they've had problems for 10 years. That's not going to be fixed overnight. What I usually do is I start out with an initial treatment program that will be usually 4 to 8 weeks. After that, then I try to encourage people to come in once a month. And the reason for that is we're putting stress on our bodies on a constant basis every day. We sit in cars and we drive, we're stuck in traffic. We're active, we're running, we're exercising. The other thing is we sit, a lot of us sit at desks, right, and computers all day long. So we're not really active, which tends to put stress and certain strains on our bodies in different ways. And so if we can start out with once a month and see how the body improves, a lot of times you'll start feeling better. And I get people coming in afterwards saying, hey, you know what, I'm sleeping better now. Or I notice that I have more endurance. Small changes over time, right, that people don't really, that they'll start to notice changes over a period of time.
Yeah, it sounds like people are seeing a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Fulton. It was really educational.
Well, thanks for your questions.
5, 5, 5, 5. 4, awesome. 3, awesome. 2, ha, hold it back there.
I'm here with Tony and Kim, who just had an amazing boot camp, and I'm tired. But I realized that it seemed a little bit like military style. Can you tell me what is boot camp for fitness?
Well, boot camp comes from the military. Whenever they're training and they're getting into, it is pretty much, no gym membership, no, real equipment. It's just calisthenics, using your own body weight and conditioning yourself in that way. And because it has so many fitness benefits, of course, they brought it into the gyms and group fitness classes.
And how is it effective?
Oh, it's a total body workout. As you can see, as you said, if you were tired, we work a lot of different things. We work your sanity, of course, your brain power, but we work, your upper body, your lower body, your midsection, your core. We work everything. So it's always benefits in it.
Okay, so a person that has problems with working out their abs, what is a good workout, a boot camp workout for that? If you're trying to tighten your abs, I should say.
To show up. If you show up, no, I mean, because, you could talk about it, you could be about it. I could say, oh, just do 15 crunches every day and so forth. But to really do it, you really have to show up. You really have to be committed. You really have to put in the resilience in it and, do it. Do the cardio part of it. Do the, because at first you work up to something. If the first class you do 15 and then by the end of the session you're doing 50, no problems, then you're going to get there.
So Tony, she said show up. When is your classes here?
Oh, my classes are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30 to 7:30, and there's an additional new class starting this session. It's going to be an advanced version on Saturdays that starts at 10:30.
Okay, I'll probably stick to the beginners, but I'll definitely show up. So,
thank you.
27, 68. 8, 7.
I'm speaking with Adrienne Allen, and she is the president of the Capital Community Soccer Club. Thank you for talking to us.
Sure.
Today we saw a demonstration of futsal.
Yes.
How is futsal different from football or soccer?
Futsal is played on a hard court. I think it originally came from Brazil. Lots of Brazilians play futsal, but the sport is growing. It's really popular now, so lots of groups and different clubs in this area are also playing. It's fewer players, and it's a different size ball. It's a futsal ball, which is a little bit heavier than a soccer ball, and it's a low bounce ball. So if you drop it, it stays put pretty much. It doesn't bounce all over the place like an outdoor ball does.
Is it actually heavier?
Yeah, it's a little bit heavier.
Okay.
A little bit heavier.
Okay. And you said the sport is growing.
Yes.
How long have you been into futsal?
Our club has been playing for about 10 to 12 years. We started with playing in tournaments at American University. It was called Stop the Violence, and it was put on by the Secret Service. Actually, Jim Omen, who was in charge of it. So that's where we learned about the sport, and we've just kept playing over the years in that tournament and other tournaments.
And at Capital Community, do you all offer any other, I guess, classes or programs? Is it just futsal?
No, we also play outdoor. Futsal for this area is usually played in the winter because you come indoor. But during the spring and the fall, we play outdoor soccer. We have groups as young as under 6, all the way through U19 playing outdoor.
Oh, so from 6 to 19, do you offer anything for older than 19 at this point?
We have kids who've aged out, and since we have pickup nights here at the rec center, the older guys will come along also and play with us, but there's no actual program for that age group yet.
And what nights are the rec nights for futsal?
Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7:30 until 9, or 8:45 or so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've been here all morning getting our fill at the Fitness Expo here with Nancy Nickel. She is the Pilates instructor. Nancy, talk to me about Pilates. What does it consist of?
Well, it's a mind-body exercise that focuses really on the core, this region, through the hips.
Okay.
And we take kind of a bit of an unconventional approach. The previous instructor used weights in the class, so we use weights. We really try to do some weight work to strengthen, especially its area around here in the shoulders, upper back, as well as the glutes. We are on and off the mat. We use the bars in the room. We use bands. We have little balls. I didn't even bring those today. So we have 2 kinds of balls. So there's never a dull moment. It's really and it's a very nice class. We hang lanterns from the walls, so it's nice soft lighting. It's just a very warm, welcoming environment. People can choose their own level of intensity, and have people at various kinds of fitness levels say that the class, is very nice for them, it works for them. So it's just great.
And Nancy, how important is structure and posture, just getting that right?
Well, that's part of what we do in Pilates, is just making sure that you're feeling that internal zipper coming up and just kind of keeping your shoulders relaxed and your core strong. And that's, a lot of what we're doing is strengthening the glutes, the abs, the back, and just making, and the mid back, the upper back, the lower back. Everything we do is just to make sure that you're strong and relaxed, and it feels good 24 hours a day to have good posture.
And a lot of people like it for that reason, because it's strengthening the core, and then it's also strengthening the glutes.
Yeah.
That's primarily why it's popular. Are there any other reasons? I mean, I know that's primarily why a lot of ladies like myself like it.
Well, also it's just it's very different. I used to go to abs classes in gyms. It's just very different. Really work at
The aura is different. It's more relaxing.
Well, it's just more it's more effective, where we're really doing these kind of cross motions for the crisscross. We're not doing these like really intense crunches where you go all the way up and all the way blah blah blah. We'll do things like where we take the small ball and go up and then grab it with the ankles and take the feet down. The thing is, there are many opportunities within the class to choose your own intensity level for any particular move.
Okay.
And it just, in that sense, I think it's better, it's more individualized than, say, an abs class. And of course, we have nice music. We have overhead lights at the beginning of the class where we're doing the kettlebell swings and that stuff, and the loud music, and then we take off the shoes, the music goes down, the overhead lights go off. And it's more what you would think of as a traditional Pilates class, except we still use the two different kinds of balls, and we use some bands too.
So it's good for all ages, right? Would you say, I mean, as far as like levels, I mean, you could be a person that's into like cardio, high intensity cardio.
Oh, yeah.
And you would probably get a kick out of the beginning of the class. And then afterwards,
Well,
you know,
the whole
just to
class,
kinda-
if you're into high intensity cardio, you need to have a strong core. You have to have a strong core really to do anything. I know when I've been a runner for years in addition to doing aerobics, and I know that my running really improved after I started doing Pilates. I could breathe much more deeply. I didn't get out of breath, and feeling a lot more strength here in the hip flexors, in the quads. We actually take the balls up against the wall, and there's a move we didn't do today where we're going down and up, and really we start, one of our moves at the beginning of class is a good quad strengthening move.
Okay. Well, so where could people find more information? If someone out there is interested in taking your class, where could we learn the time, the place?
Well, on the website, on the Takoma Park website, the ActiveNet, and just put in Pilates, and we'll find both of the classes.
Okay. And we'll be back with more.
So Kurt, tell me a little bit about Tai Chi.
Tai Chi is a internal martial art. Comes from China and India, from the roots, and is a form of meditation, moving meditation, although they're quiet postures as well. It's very similar to yoga, and it's like a wheel in the sense with spokes. It has many applications and benefits, including health, self-defense, meditation, and other things.
Okay. Now you mentioned that it's similar to yoga. How is it similar? What's the differences?
My teacher, Robert Smith, who you have his book here, he wrote one of the classics, several of them on the internal martial arts, said that the difference between yoga and Tai Chi is that Tai Chi can teach you what to do with the bully who tries to push you off your yoga mat.
Well, I definitely need that, and definitely enjoyed your class. So where can we find out more information about you?
Takoma Park Recreation Center will have some information. There's some classes through them.
I'm speaking now with Carol Murmy, a registered yoga instructor, and she just led a yoga class here at the Fitness Expo. There are some people who think yoga is really boring or kind of lame, and for that reason they don't give it a try. Have you encountered that? And if you have, what do you say to those people that feel as though yoga is kind of too boring to derive a benefit?
Tell them, give it a try. It's a pretty broad spectrum. It can build incredible strength and endurance, balance, general overall fitness, flexibility, as well as really bring deep relaxation, bring more joy to your life, and just help you be more centered and clear. So I'd say give it a try. And interestingly enough, you don't need to be flexible to do yoga. You don't need to be strong. You start where you are and you build from there, and you build in an all-rounded way.
Yoga can make you strong. Now, when you say strong, are we talking about bodybuilder strong, or is it a different type of strength?
I would talk about long, lean muscles, building from the inside out. Doing poses like down dog, leading up to doing arm balances, take a lot of physical strength, but it also takes a lot of mental strength and mental focus. So it's a broad spectrum of being the fullest and strongest and most internally directed as we can, most clear.
And if you are not flexible, can you still get sensation?
The idea is to build through practice. It's practice. Yoga can be done by anyone who breathes. It can be done seated, lying down, or standing up. In my classes, we work on our alignment, we work on our breath, we work on our focus, and we build from where everyone is at so that you progress at your own pace. Many people actually come to yoga because they are not as flexible as they'd like to be, and it's through the practice that you develop that. There are people who come with injuries like back and shoulders, and there are many therapeutic aspects to yoga where you can actually work on back pain or shoulder pain, so it's very individual.
And when it comes to your classes, when and where are classes held?
I teach 3 classes in the Takoma Park area. One is gentle yoga for seniors every other Friday. Another is Yoga Nidra, which is a deep relaxation and meditation done either seated or lying down as a gentle guided meditation on Monday evenings from 7:30 to 8:45, starting on January 13th. And I teach a beginning and continuing, sort of an intermediate, beginning to intermediate class in Hyattsville at Yoga Space every Thursday night, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And that's near the downtown historic area of Hyattsville, near the new Busboys and Poets.
And how do yogis bid each other farewell?
We stand in our most honored position, standing tall and open, and we kind of just bow and acknowledge each other and say namaste. Highest in me honors the highest in you.
Namaste. Namaste.
Ishiru kata seisan kiatsuke. Right? Yoi?
Karate instructor Mary Kendall and one of her students, Blade Woodrum, is here joining us right now after doing a wonderful presentation of karate. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Talk to me about the club that you guys are from. Just say that because the name is a little bit hard for me to pronounce.
You got it.
But if you could just tell, it's Montgomery County, or is it Montgomery Ishinryu Karate?
Yes,
Okay.
It's called the Montgomery Ishinryu Karate Club. We train here on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 8:30. Ishinryu, it is a Okinawan style. Ishinryu means one heart way.
Talk to us about, like, what is the foundation of karate? Where does that come from? Is it something peaceful? Is it strength? Is it inner strength? Like, what is it? Where does it really come from? The principle of it?
Sure. Well, in Okinawa, one of the reasons why Okinawans began to train was around the turn of the century when Japan invaded Okinawa and weapons were banned. So people had to learn how to defend themselves. That is what really contributed to the proliferation of karate in Okinawa. But martial arts itself has a very long history, going back to BC, quite potentially believed to have been started in China, other parts of Asia. So it's a very much a long-running tradition.
Wow, okay. And Mary, you've been training for 10 years, right?
Around that.
What difference have you seen in your life since you've been training?
Oh, well, I would like to say I think martial arts has contributed to building my self-confidence, self-esteem, presentation skills in my professional life, and discipline, peace, essentially inner peace, helps me to keep a sense of calm about me, especially in high-stress situations. So overall, it's just great for me physically as well. So it contributes to my physical, emotional, and mental health.
You feel healthier practicing it. Okay. And then for you, Blade, you've been practicing for 2 years now?
Yes, been coming here for 2 years. I saw advertisement in the Takoma Park Flyer and started coming to class, and like Mary said, it's been really great. I came to work out and to learn self-defense, and it's turned into something more than that, a bit of a lifestyle. So karate's been fun.
What would you say, was there any advice that you would give to somebody that's interested in taking karate this brand new year?
I would just say have an open mind about it. I didn't know what to expect when I came in, and I was taught lots of good stuff. So, like Mary said, it teaches you peace of mind, and I don't know.
Something very important to have, especially in stressful situations.
Yeah, it's nice to come
busy business environment.
Right, it's nice to look forward to it after work or after a long day. Come work out a little bit and release some stress.
Yeah, I think in the end it's a matter of, don't feel intimidated. We do train as a team. We're very supportive of each other. We're not really in competition with each other, with the exception of a tournament, which is rare. When we train together, it's really about supporting each other to improve our own techniques and our practices. So just don't be intimidated to come and check it out and try.
Mary, tell us again, where can people learn more about these classes if they want to get involved?
Yeah, I believe that we do have, we are online on the Takoma Park Recreation Center's website. If you look at all of the different classes they have offered, you'll find us there. I think we're listed under Karate Self-Defense, Monday, Wednesday, 7 to 8:30. And again, it's for 16 and older, so we primarily focus on training adults.
Thank you so much, Mary. Blade, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And we're going to be back with a lot more.
We don't do that. I'ma show you what we do. We came to stay. Hot. Chili. Step-base. What? You know. We burn it up. Never back down. I say we move. We so bad we make your heart go. My turn. Let's show them our sweet side. It's hard not life for us. It's hard not life for us. Nobody cares for you, us, which we're in it for fun. It's a hard not life. Ha ha ha. Woo! There's red, show 'em what to tap. Oh, what's up? You can take our pictures now. It's time to go.
What are the ages in this group?
It's 6 to 12. I'm 10. She's 10. You're 9. Oh, wait. I'm 10. You're 9. You're 9. You're 10.
Great. So can you all expand more on the history of STEP?
Well, when a STEP group called STEP Africa came to our school, they showed us a part where it was slavery time and where they had this master and they would also step because they couldn't talk, so they also step to communicate with each other. And
That's really cool. So how much practice goes into STEP?
We step here, and it's an hour, and it's on Thursdays and Fridays, and it starts at 6 and it ends at 7, and yeah.
That's great. How did you get involved in STEP?
well, one day I came back from my aftercare through the back door, and then I just saw people stepping, so I wanted to ask my mom if I can join.
Wow, that's very interesting. All right, thank you so much.
I'm a lonesome little butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. I see all the others flutter by, flutter by, flutter by.
And now I am joined by Patty and Bobby Suto of Suto Dance. Ladies, what is Suto Dance?
Suto Dance Studio is a ballet tap jazz studio program that we offer, and we've been doing it for a very, very long time. And Patty and I are both professional dancers and teachers.
And how long have you both been dancing?
Well, we both started very young, early age, 2.5, 3 years, and we've continued on all through college. We danced professionally with different companies. I continued on with my ballet, and I'm an examiner for the Shiketti Council of America. And Bobby and her husband are professional ballroom dancers, and they've competed for many years.
And does the studio only offer classes, or do you all have, I guess, competitions or participate in any other?
Yes, we do a highlight annual dance performance at the end of our dance program. Our year typically is like the school year. It runs September through the end of May. And then we do a big production with all of the children doing our ballet, tap, and jazz in beautiful costumes in an auditorium.
And for those who want to learn more about Suto Dance Studio, what is the best way to reach you all?
Well, we do have a website, sutodance.com, and you're welcome to look at that on the internet. You're welcome to call us at any time at 301-871-1000, and we would be happy to speak with you about any classes you'd be interested in.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
We're here now with Gerald Cotman, the brand new recreation supervisor. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
And with your very first fitness expo, how'd you feel it went?
I thought it went excellent. We had terrific demonstrations from a lot of different people. Started off with jazzercise that kicked it off for us. It was excellent. We had different people involved. They had a lot of energy, which moved forward to breakdancing. That's a program we would like to bring here to the facility. So hopefully that takes place. Next, we had Zumba, which was great. Kim, the instructor, is excellent. She does different things throughout Takoma Park, through our center as well as the community center as well too. From Zumba, we moved forward to different things like team fitness. Also, we had yoga classes, we had Pilates. It was excellent. Moving forward, we would like to have more things like this, not just at the first of the year when everybody's ready to get back, work out and things of that nature. We want to do things like maybe bi-monthly or maybe 2 to 3 times a year. But it was excellent. Everybody was wonderful, and I'm just looking forward to the new year.
So, couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, did you all enjoy the day?
We loved it.
Yeah?
We loved it. Had lots of fun.
My favorite was the boot camp.
Yeah.
Loved
Definitely.
it.
Do you have a favorite?
Yoga was fun.
Yeah, yoga was fun. Yoga was fun. I enjoyed futsal. Thank you very much. But until the next Fitness Expo, we hope to see some of you guys who have not been visiting the Recreation Center. We hope to see that you all come out. But until...
And it's never too late.
Never too late. Very true. Very true.
We'll see you next year.
Take
See you
care.
next year.
Come see us.
Say hello. Say hello. Okay, audience, that's your cue.